Is it working? Is it working? That is the big question right now. Oh, I think it's working. I just need to cut the sound everywhere, just making sure it's working. And after that, I will start with the stream. Twitch. So I'm supposed to be streaming on YouTube, Twitch, my account, and then Game Arts Academy account at the same time. And all of that is new. So I'm experimenting at the same time. Okay, I'm just making sure. Oh, okay. YouTube is good, Twitch is good. Now I need to make sure that it's streaming on Game Arts Academy account and we'll be good to go. Oh, impossible! Alright, okay, it works. Cool. Alright, so I guess welcome to the stream, everybody. My name is Julian, and I am a 3D artist from Montreal, Canada. And I go to Game Arts Academy schools. This is why I'm streaming on GA Twitch at the same time. But as I said, I'm also streaming on my personal Twitch account and YouTube account at the same time. Every technical issue or bug, like regarding the sound and everything like that, if it's a really minor issue, let me know after the stream. But if it's a big bug or a big issue, let me know right away. I'll try to fix it. I'm just, as I said, experimenting and I'm not familiar with streaming so far. So just let me know if that is working in the comment section. And yeah, for now, we're just testing if it works. Because on my side, everything seems to be working. Cool, parfait, incroyable. Ta ta ta, ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta, ta ta ta. They're supposed to have music in the background, so let me know also if that works. I think it's working. I'm pretty sure it's working. Pretty sure. Huh. Oh, okay. I got my first comment saying it is working. Seems all good. So I guess I'm gonna start. I'll just say it again for if you just joined in. I'm Julian, and if you see any minor bugs, let me know after the stream. I will take care of that. I don't want to take like half of my stream figuring out how to set everything. I did my best. I think it's working. So I think we're gonna start right away. Yeah, so okay, so for my stream, I really want to have a structure. So I work a lot better while having a structure for my daily work. So I want to have this 5 to 10 minutes before starting to work, where I just talk, and you can write in the comments as well. If I had a class, if you guys were my students, I would not start my class right away or explanations right away. I would start, just chilling and talking to you guys, and yeah, just humanifying. I don't know what's the right word, but adding like a human side to streaming. I don't want it to be only work. It's also me, Julian, and I'm a person, and you guys are people as well. And I want us to have a good relationship, even though it's completely virtually. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I want to talk about today my environment project. So what I'm working on at Game Arts Academy. It's a big project that I didn't consider. I didn't even think of doing a big project like this before applying to the school. So the school helped me a lot to to make me realize that I can do this high level project, environment project. I didn't maybe have the confidence, but it slowly starting to build up my confidence. And slowly but surely, I am learning a lot of new techniques, a lot of skills that I didn't think I would get in before few years. So I learned a lot this last few months, and actually the scope that you see right here, it is not in my environment project. However, for the past week and a half, or I'd say 2 weeks, I've been working a lot on this scoped. Yes, it is a project, but most importantly, I learned a lot of new techniques while doing this project that I'm going to use. All of those techniques, I'm going to use them in my own environment project. So it was really important for me to narrow down those small techniques that I needed to master or get as close to mastering as possible. And now I feel like I'm much more confident using these different tools, and I'm going to try to implement them in my new props for my environment project. So just to recap, I stopped working on my environment project for the past 2 weeks, and this is what I've been doing. Just to give you an example, for those who are familiar with ZBrush, I was using before 5 brushes. I was using Damien Standard, Clay Buildup, H Polish. So just I wasn't using a lot of brushes. That's what I'm saying. And with this project, I literally hit a wall because 90% of the brushes that I use for this project, I never used them before, or the techniques, I never tried them before. So it's more than a project for me. It was a real good learning experience, and I am not done because it's a long process, but embrace the process and try to find the positive and what you learn from that. I don't think about the struggles when I look at this. I think about what I learned, how I progressed, how it made me a much stronger, better artist overall. And now it's just time to prove it that I really learned from this experience, this project. Before we start, I really wanted to say also that I'm not a professional. Even though I'm at school, a lot of people who go to school have some experience. I consider myself at this point to be just an average 3D artist. Even though I worked on some professional 3D artist jobs, I can't say with I'm trying to find the word. I cannot say 100% that I am a professional for now. I'm still learning a lot, and this project proves it a lot. But in my stream, I want to showcase a side of 3D artists that is not that much represented, especially on social medias and streaming and stuff like that. You're going to see a lot of professionals, but you're going to see also some beginners just started and they're showing their work. But all of those 3D artists that are stuck in between beginner and professional level, I feel there's this missing representation of us. And it's funny to me because it's the most represented, the majority of artists are in this in-between zone, getting to that professional level. And I want to showcase that. I want to showcase that it is a reality of being in that zone, and how I can overcome all the struggles and become this professional artist that I always wanted to be. So you're going to see me struggle a lot in those streams, but I really want to show that it is possible to overcome all the struggles and the hurdles that you're going to face. It's just about having this winner mindset, and being able to yeah, just overcome challenges. A lot of artists are stuck at the negative, and they can't counter the obstacles that they face. But I want to showcase that I do face these challenges, but I end up overcoming them. And I'm not the most gifted artist, 3D artist, as I said previously. Oh, there's a comment. So yes, you can relate. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are so many artists in this in between zone. And I really feel like we should be more represented, and you shouldn't be afraid if you're in that in-between zone to stream. It's going to improve your confidence a lot, and everything needs a starting point, and this is my starting point. I just wanted to say before also that in my stream, as I said, I'm not a professional, but I wanted to I talked about the challenges. I really want to show you also that I'm a hard worker. It's not magic for me to get to a final result. It's a lot of hard work. I'd like to say that for me it's a little bit harder than like the average artist. I've never felt that I was really, really gifted and it was easy for me. So I had to work twice harder, twice or 3 times harder than the average artist to get to that final result. So when you see a project that I've done and you're like, oh, Julien is so good, he's gifted. No, that's not the whole point. I'm just average. I just work really hard to get there. And one final thing I'd like to say is being a 3D artist is very technical, so you have a lot of technical stuff to learn. But most importantly, what I feel a lot of people are missing out on is having this, I call it this winner mentality. So to me, having this winner mentality is being very positive, being charismatic, however you you find yourself. You just need to find a place for yourself to shine, all right? So for me, how I shine is being this positive influence, charismatic, and I feel people gravitate more around you if you're that way. So you need to find your winner mentality. How are you going to shine in this difficult and challenging environment? So it's not only about like learning ZBrush, 3ds Max, and all of those software. You can spend 3 years working on ZBrush and be the worst possible coworker, right? And you're never going to find a job because you're so full of yourself and you're like me all the time. So be open to share. Be that nice guy that people want to be around, and you're going to get much more help from the community. You're going to get just positive. In the end, it's going to be a better and much enjoyable experience to be that positive guy. But as I said, find your way to shine and try to not only focus on the technical part. So I talk a lot. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I think it's really important. For those who just joined in, my name is Julien, and I created this scope that you see here as a way to improve my skills. It is not what I'll be showing today, but just to show that I worked super hard to get there. It wasn't miraculously done, and I'm very proud of the result. There's some stuff to be worked on, obviously, but I'm looking at the bright side, and all those techniques, I will try to use it today in my stream. So I will just check the comments to see if everything seems good. Yes, I agree. It takes time to overcome those obstacles. You're brave for addressing them. I mean, I'm brave, I can say, but I feel like everybody should self-reflect on how they can be more like a positive influence and how they can look at the bright side of how to overcome challenges more than, oh, this is a challenge, it's negative. No, see the bright side of it, see the positive of it. And it's difficult at the beginning to look at it this way, but once you self-reflect like this, each time it's going to be easier to see the positive side of each obstacle. For today, I wanted to show you this sculpt, and also I wanted to show you my environment project. So I've been working on this environment project for a lot of weeks, and it is nowhere close to be done. But this is another point of view that I found last week, I think. It's going to be a very interesting point of view for my scene. I wanted to work today on the right side here. So I'm going to explain later, but this is what we're going to work on today. We're going to work on the rocks that you see here that right now are like big chunks, but I want to have levels. That's not clear, but I'll show you a drawing that I made. It is really clear this way. So I use a software called PureRef to have all of my images, and that drawing that I just talked to you guys about, it is there also. So every time I'm working on something, I always have this PureRef board on my right screen. So I'm just gonna move it really closely. By the way, if you follow my YouTube channel, you might have seen this already, but it is very, every time, that's what I wanted to say, every time it's more updated, so it's never staying the same way. I added today this whips area. I'm updating that all the time to have a clear idea of what I'm gonna be working on. So today in the whips, I took a screenshot, sorry, of what you see behind, and I then decided to draw on it so I can work more efficiently and my goals are clear. Okay, so when I talked about having those levels, you see on the right here, because that's what we'll be working on, instead of having like those big modular rock chunks, I'm gonna have, you see here, there is going to be one level and there's going to be grass on it, let's say. Then there's going to be a level a little bit higher and another level. So the readability is something that lacks a lot in my scene, and I want to work on that for the coming weeks. And then again, apply all those techniques that I learned in my sculpt and use them in my new props. So I'm going to, first of all, give me a second, I'm going to close ZBrush, because that's, as I said, we'll not be working on that today. I'll open a new ZBrush. By the way, really appreciate you guys are here. First stream ever if you just joined in. So everything is new for me, but it will be better every time, I guarantee you. Yeah, so cool. So oh, by the way, I just wanted to say one last thing. If you're working on an environment project, always have another viewport open in which you have your camera or your a way for you to move without moving your camera. That's what I mean. So if you go to Windows on the top, you're going to see viewport. Yeah. So if you just open Unreal Engine, this is not checked, so you need to check viewport 2. And on my other screen at all time, I have it can either be a free moving camera or this set camera, but I never have only one viewport open. I'll not move this camera, and I'll have this one to be able to move in my scene. So just wanted to let you know about that if you're working on an environment project yourself. Cool. So I'm going to hide all of those rocks that you see on the right. So yeah, all the right rocks are hidden. So that's what we'll be doing today. We'll be adding detail rocks that have much better readability on the right. So I'll move that again. Sorry. Oh mon Dieu. When it doesn't work. Yes, thank you, Pelabug. I know it looks cool. I know it. And it's going to look even better every time, alright? So, okay, so let's go into ZBrush. For those who are not familiar with ZBrush, it's a sculpting software. And it's a new software, I'd say, for me, but it's becoming slowly my favorite software. Super complex, super overwhelming. And yeah, almost zero. It is big. It is a big software, and the toughest part, I'd say, is to because there's just so many brushes to choose from. It's all about finding the best workflow for you. So this combination of this brush and that brush plus that modifier results in an easy workflow for me. So you need to find your own workflow, and once you find it, it becomes your favorite software. But before that, it is your least favorite software. Well, at least personally, that's what I felt like. So I'm going to import some rocks that I modeled in 3ds Max, which is a 3D modeling software. So, sorry, we can... Cool. Perfect. You're going to see, by the way, struggle with like French, English. I'll try to say everything in English, but sometimes a French word just pops out, and yeah, you'll just have to deal with it. Yeah, exactly. It's difficult to find your favorite brush, but yeah, it's a lot of practice. ZBrush takes so much practice to get to a certain level. So I imported my first rock, my first set of rock. Once it's imported, we press T to edit it and to be able to move. I'm also not going to be working on one rock today. I'll be working on multiple rocks that I'll try to blend together. So I'm going to import another rock. Voila. Cool, parfait. And then import one last rock. Oui. Parfait. Incroyable. So, this set of rock will be my starting point because all of the rocks are individually separated. Yes, Shibi_Ness, it takes so much time to learn ZBrush, and I think my fellow 3D artist buddies can relate to that. But as I said just earlier, once you master that, man, it becomes your favorite software. And it's slowly becoming my favorite software. So yeah, as I said, those rocks are going to be my starting point, and I'm going to slowly add all of the other rocks that I just imported, so those two. So these are going to be more in the back. I have a picture here of Spyro. Spyro, I've played so much Spyro recently just to get the hang of how I want my rocks to look like. I feel like they're looking more like chunks, and I want them to be more readable. So I have these levels that I talked earlier over here. You see, these are clear levels. So I want to replicate that. And those big rocks are going to be essentially those ones. And everything that's more up front, it will be this one, actually, which will be closer to the ground. So let's start with this one. So the first thing that I do once I open ZBrush is first I'll change the material. I think it's pearl something. Let me check. I don't know why it changed. Actually, I know, because it's a new project. Pardon, where it is. Okay, I think it's yeah, I'm never sure. I'll try this one today. So you press Shift F to see you don't have any other poly groups. So that's one thing we'll do. We'll have different poly group for each rock. The way to do that is right now it's one tool. It's one subtool. Sorry. So you need to split them. And if I press Shift F again, well, actually, sorry, I need to merge them together. Voila. So all of those rocks are now different subtools, and which is going to be very useful to Control Shift. You click on it, and you're going to have one rock only. Sorry, I just learning. Oh mon dieu. T'es sérieux? Okay, wait. Oh mon dieu, why now it doesn't work? Pardon. Shift F. Okay, sorry about that. See, ZBrush is still not... I'm still not very familiar with ZBrush. Even though I spent like 1,000 hours on it, I'm still not... still not familiar with it. With like the basic stuff, you know. Okay, so I press Shift F, and you see all of my rocks have these different poly groups. Even though those two are... look like they have the same color, they have different poly groups. If you want to get a different color, you press Control W, so you get more different color. Yeah, I think that's very similar, in fact. Yeah, parfait. Parfait is perfect, by the way. I'm trying. So these rocks, I'm going to Dynamesh them. So you're going to have much more topology, so be able to sculpt them. So you're going to go in the Geometry tab and press Dynamesh. I think you need to uncheck Project. And yeah, you Dynamesh that. Oh yeah, the mask must be cleared before. There's always something in ZBrush, you know? There's always something. Yeah, that frustrates me, man. But I'm going to overcome those challenges, and you saw I overcame that challenge. So when I press Control Shift Click, I can sculpt it individually. But if you don't have different like separated rocks, you won't be able to do that. Or you're going to have to tell ZBrush to do it, which is something that I can't do for now. I'm still not comfortable yet with ZBrush to do that. I'm just, yeah. Yes, Pelabug. It takes so much time to learn a software, but more than that, I'd say it doesn't take much time to learn a software, but to be creative, if I can say it that way, to be able to do something more than following a tutorial in any software. So I would say mastering it. It takes so much time. It's one thing to follow steps, but it's another thing to know what to do in different situations. So yeah, I guess that applies to any software, but I have a feeling ZBrush is like one of a kind, right? So with those rocks, I'm going to slowly but surely use my tablet, my pen, and start sculpting. As you see, I don't have a huge poly count right here, so I can always divide and work on multiple subdivision levels. It's much more cleaner, and before I was only working on one subdivision level, so that caused me a lot of issues. Yeah, one thing that I always do, and I don't know if it's a very popular thing to do, but I instead of sorry, I'm trying to find the word. Yeah, so poly groups. So you go to the poly groups tab over here, and you're going to see this regroup by edges. Super important, and I'll show you that right away. So right now, if I start sculpting, you see my topology is very well balanced, as the Dynamesh is supposed to do. But if you want to have a better topology in those crisp edges, if I can say that way, you're going to press regroup by edges, and then it's a lot of tries. So I'm gonna try one. So you see what it's going to do? It's going to highlight all of those edges, but as I said, you need a couple tries. Okay, you don't want. Parfait, thank you. Oh mon Dieu. It's becoming... Okay, so 0.05. Oh, it's becoming better and better. So 0.04. Yeah. Okay, let's say for now we'll work that way. So you're going to... Well, by the way, if you didn't know what I did, polygroups is that Shift F part. When you press Shift F, each color is a different polygroup. And by doing that thing over here, each segment that you see here, each, I don't know what's the word, but each like angle that you see has their own polygroups. So you can work on them individually. So after that, you go to deformation, and you're going to polish by groups. And you're going to see, I'm going to move closer, you see better what it does. So you crank that up. Yeah, cool. Then you do that a couple times. So by doing that, when I'll sculpt, it will be a lot easier and yeah, just have a better edge flow in those area that I'm all going to sculpt. But I want to, yes, crank that up and do that again. Deformation, polish by groups. I think it's going to be a lot, you're going to see a lot better. Allez, allez Montréal, allez. Oui, ok, parfait. Yeah, cool, parfait. So now you see all of my crisp edges are now much smoother. And when I will use like the flattened brush, let's say on that one. Oh, sorry. I hate when it does that. Parfait. When I'll use it on that, let's say, it's going to be a lot cleaner than if I didn't do that part. So it's just a technique that I recently started to do. So it's up to you to use it. So just for the sake of today, we'll start just going over those 45-degree angles. I think I'm never sure how to undo the polygroups. Okay, my bad. Yeah, it's just simple as that. So once you've done that, you can undo the polygroups. So you have one polygroup. I think you need to split them again to be able to... Sorry, I'm learning, guys. So you go to subtool. Pardon, not that. Split to parts. Will it work? Please? No! Okay, I screwed up. So there's something wrong that I did in my process. We'll check that later. But now I can't anymore go back to... I used to separate subtool like this to divide them, and now I just use Sculpt Res Pro button. You're gonna have to tell me about this after the stream because I have no idea what that is. And see, there's always something new in ZBrush that you don't know about. And it's really important if you're watching the stream and you're working on your project yourself, be open to those recommendations. The biggest mistake I see from artists is thinking that they've got it all, they have the technique. Even the best of us can learn from the most beginner artists. But it's about having this humility, or be humble. I don't know how to say it, but be open to... Oh mon Dieu, man. Okay, okay, this follow button is so loud. Oh mon Dieu, that made me... Okay, because you guys cannot hear it, and that's a bug in my stream. I need to fix that. Once I'll fix that, you're going to see the sound is insane. Incroyable. Incredible. Da, da, da. I'll let you guys know about all the brushes that I learned while doing this. So one awesome brush that I use now is the BTB, so Trim Smooth Border. So by having the Trim Smooth Border, you can make those crisp angle like that. It's so good, like, oh mon dieu, it's perfect. But you need to be careful because it's very, very strong. So you can use it in some areas after you applying the flatten. I think it works while your camera is faced towards the angle you want to apply it to. I think I know who that Sac de Fromage is, by the way. Bag of cheese, if you didn't understand. Really great guy. So yeah, enjoy the stream, my friend. Enjoy my stream, Sac de Fromage. So, I'm going to, yeah. That's what I do. I use flatten before. And once I'm happy with that, I then use the Trim Smooth Border. You see, a great thing about Trim Smooth Border is, I'll show you an example on like this part over here. If I only use flatten, you see it is super straight. You can using some other brushes to narrow that flat part that I created by using like pinch, I don't know, man. Yeah, there you go. But the way to do that using one brush is that Trim Smooth Border. See, made that super sharp edge. It's super cool. I didn't know about that like last week. So yeah, you need to find your combination that works best for you. And this one is pretty good for me. Let's not go too crazy on the rocks for now, as I'm still, by the way, in the block out phase in my environment project. So for those who are not familiar with the block out phase, it's essentially roughing out the shapes of your project. So you're not gonna go into too much detail. You just wanna have the rough shape of what you want to have in your scene. And also don't apply any textures right away, because if it doesn't look good, like if it looks good without any texture other than like this basic material that you see right here, if it does look good already, imagine how amazing it's going to look after applying the texture. So see it that way instead of trying to fake that it looks good already by applying a cool, cute texture. That's not the way to go, I feel. Make it look as the best way possible. Does that make sense? Like, make it look as good as possible before applying texture. That's the whole message that I want you all to understand. Cool. Parfait. Yo, my rocks are incroyable, right? Incroyable, hein? Okay. So let's say this is my, okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more over here. Yeah. Great rocks, great vibe. Okay, so it's raining comments at the moment. So I'm just going to look real quick. You can learn two things at the same time. Yeah. Okay, just for you, man. You want blue, man? You want the blue? That's the blue. That's the blue rock, man. Okay, enjoy, because it's not staying there for long. Okay. No other color. Sorry. It's right beside the object pivot button on the toolbar. You mean here? Yeah, sorry, I don't think I understand. But we'll talk about it after. I'm very, very happy to learn always new techniques. But today I just wanted to show you my basic techniques, and I will apply for sure your technique in the future. I'm always open to learn better and faster workflows. Never be only thinking that your techniques are the best. They are never the best. There's always somebody better than you. Sorry. Parfait. Incroyable. So I think my rocks are incroyable. They are so good looking. So I will go to some of my other rocks. So I'm going to go to Subtool and Append. Oh mon dieu. I'm going to bring first this one. You know, at the beginning of the stream, I told you I bring my PureF board again, always have this open. I want to, on the right side, have these kind of levels. So this rock that I just brought will be that one rock used for those levels. For now I'm aiming for 3 levels, and each of them are going to have like vegetation on it, very similar to what is in Spyro, over here, and over here. I really love Spyro. I think the environment is so well done, it's so readable, and it fits exactly what I want to become as the style that I'm aiming for as a 3D artist. It seems super simple, but oh mon dieu, man! Yo, every time this follow, yeah, Tony Robbins, man. So every time this follow button is going to make me like, I'm nervous, I guess. That's why I'm overreacting, right? So I'm going to bring my rock. Sorry, I'm going to move it up front, and you remember my camera angle. I'll bring it again over here. Pardon. Yes. So the way it's going to be, the rocks are going to be like that, I would say. I'll move them. Pardon. Whoop. Whoop. Oh mon dieu. Parfait. So I want something like that. I'll make them a little bit bigger. Move. Yeah boy. Incroyable. So I want something like that for my scene. I want to have like big rocks in the background over here, and those rocks here I'm going to create levels. So like, I'm pointing with my finger, man. The first level will be this one, then I think this flat area over here will be another one, maybe a very low level here, and the top one will I make this area flat and create that last level that you see on top. Same rule as live bugs and live boolean. Oh mon dieu. Yeah, sorry about that. You'll need to explain to me after where it is. So yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to start working on the rocks that I just imported, and then at the very end maybe I'll start adding the other rocks I brought earlier. But for now, let's work on that rock. I'm going to base myself a lot on, I feel like this one is really good looking. These look more like the back ones that I have. So yeah, combination of those two I feel will be very good for my scene and make it much more readable. Yeah, cool. So with these ones, unfortunately, I did not divide them individually, so I won't be able to work on them individually like the first set of rock. So the first thing that I want to do then is, drum roll, Dynamesh, but you uncheck that project over here button. I'll actually isolate that, and you go to the Dynamesh thing. Oh mon dieu, it looks so bad. So what you can do is press that polish button over here, and maybe increase a little bit that resolution. yeah, it's starting to be more readable, better topology. You increase, oh mon dieu, man, my English. Again, to have a legit amount of polygon. And then I'm going to start drawing using the flat brush to create my first level. You want to make levels very clear, so I think I'm gonna go back actually on my first level. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. I'll go back to before I dynameshed it, because I think it's too high resolution for our first level. I'm learning at the same time. Okay, dynamesh. Parfait. Yeah, that's more like it. I don't know why I did not like it at the beginning. But I'm gonna use my move tool, yeah, move topology, or move tool actually, and make those levels more flat. So right now they're kind of a little bit all over the place. It doesn't matter if it stretches too much, we'll dynamesh it later on. And yeah, some of my techniques might be completely wrong, but I'm streaming to showcase what I do, how I overcome these little challenges, and if you have any ideas, I feel free to let me know after my first stream, or if it's like a very minor thing to fix, maybe during. I'll work on being more versatile, and that's not the right word, but I'll try to in my upcoming streams to be able to like fix things on the spot, because I go by my techniques for now, but I like to practice a technique before like showing it on the stream, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll show you my techniques for now, and for the upcoming stream, especially Shibi_Ness, who taught me about a new technique that I don't know about, I'll for sure use that technique in my upcoming stream. For that area here, actually I want to use another technique. Let's give it a try. So I want to have level here, and for all of those ones here, I'm going to use the clip, the clip curve, I think. Yes, that's the one. So basically what that does is you're going to cut your mesh starting from here. So you see that reference I have, it's very flat, so I'm just gonna cut everything on the top, and I'll start working from there instead of trying to work with that. Makes sense. So I'll move that to the right again and start working from here. By the way, if you just joined in, my name, yeah, easy fix, always easy fix, man. You need to find the easy fix, and when you fix something, be like over proud of what you achieved, man. Because as a digital artist, whatever field you are, if it's like multimedia, digital, you're learning software, it's very difficult. You face more challenges than you can resolve, if that makes sense. So when you resolve something, make the party, man. Be you know what I mean. Be super proud of yourself. Never be afraid to say, yeah, I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of what I overcame. Because we're very quick to say I didn't succeed at what I did. I didn't work as the way I wanted today. Blah blah blah. But yeah, just focus on what went right. As you see, this is a very low resolution, but that's what I want for now. I don't want to. It's much easier and faster to work at a very low resolution than going at like 1 million polys right away, which I don't even think I'm gonna go at 1 million poly. Yeah. By the way, yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys also about YouTube channel that I have. I started that 2 months ago, maybe 1 month and a half ago. Started everything from scratch, so I learned on the spot. I learned how to talk in front of a camera. I learned how to like improve my English, because English was very bad a month and a half ago, and I learned to yeah, just put yourself out there, and it seems very easy. But even myself, very outspoken guy in general, very like I'm not shy to be speaking in front of groups in public, but in front of a camera, oh mon dieu, it's a whole different story. So you need to try, and you'll see that you're not as good as you think you are. And if you are, then good for you, man. Good for you. You're made for this. But personally, it was challenging. But again, overcame that challenge. Mission accomplished. And that's why I'm streaming today and enjoying my time. I'm really enjoying, by the way, streaming. I think I will do it a lot in the future. Ok, parfait. Okay, I'd say that's the rough. Maybe this part over here, I don't like it. It needs to be lower, I think, or higher actually. Parfait. That is going to be good. I like that. I like that. Parfait. So before messing too much with our topology and dividing, we're going to Dynamesh. So you can either go here or press, oh mon dieu, Control and drag to Dynamesh it. So you see my topology was fixed a lot. Be careful not to overdo it, especially at the end when you're done, because you're just gonna erase all the details you worked on. It also didn't change my topology so much, like the amount of polygons that I use, but it changed my edge flow, and I just want to, oh mon dieu, BTB? No, it's not BTB, it will be BPL. No mon dieu. Okay, I don't have a big topology for that for now. What I want to have is like a mini level over here. But we'll work on that, I think, at a higher resolution. So, since I dynameshed, I'm going to divide. And divide? Yes, I think so. So now we have a much better topology to work with, and that's when you start with the big brushes like trim smooth border. So I'm going to use flatten and then use trim smooth border, planner. Which brush did I use also? AJ Polish is a great brush. A friend of mine at GA taught me this brush. Shout out to Angel. You're the guy, man. So this guy, he taught me so many brushes. So like the AJ brushes, the trim smooth border. So be open to learn from others, and to not be afraid to thank them, because they're not forced to do that. They're doing that because they enjoy you, they enjoy your presence, or they enjoy the way you are in the team. So be thankful for those who take time to help you. So cheers to you, Angel, for teaching me all of those brushes. Parfait. Maybe move that a little bit upwards. Yeah, I was talking about my YouTube channel. So yeah, I created basically my YouTube channel to give artists like me that are like in between professional and beginner, because I don't feel like I'm a beginner anymore. But I'm not saying I'm a professional, but you know, I feel we don't have this like much representation, and it makes you feel sometimes like you're alone. Am I the only guy really working every day to get to my goals? Like, should I stop? But having more people like in our in-between zone, I call it, that are still working hard every single day to get to our goal, and having this great mindset and saying you can do it and keep working, believe in you, stuff like that. Just seems like nothing, but to me it would have helped me a lot in my career to keep going. I've seen so many of my buddies who started 3D or just at the video game 3D production school, they stopped because of different reasons, and it's perfectly fine. But if you're stopping because you feel like it's never gonna work, you feel like you're alone, I want you all to understand that you're not alone, and I am there always working my you know what off every day to get to my goals, and it's never changed since the last 4 or 5 years. I appreciate everybody who's still working very hard to their goals, whatever goals it is. And I feel like there's never enough of us out there to remind us it's possible. So my YouTube channel is essentially that, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to manage all of those platforms, streaming, YouTube channel, but showing that I learn and not showing that I knew everything from the get-go shows again that it's hard work, but you can get there if you put your mind to it. So enough of the guru talking. I'll focus a little bit more on my sculpt. I love those guru talking, by the way. Could make a podcast just talking about those kind of stuff. Parfait. Yeah, you get very lost by doing rocks like that. You get like too much focus on details that a player will not even look at it. So you need to be careful not to spend too much time on it. So I set myself like a 10-15 minute clock every time I start working. So I'm not going too crazy on my rock sculpt. I'd say that's good enough. Okay, for now, for like a rough sculpt, maybe add some BT. Oh, it's German. Like the trim smooth border. There you go. Yeah, like those small, not everywhere, because it becomes too much at a time at a certain moment. And those faces are going to be very awesome for baking later on. Like very crisp. Yeah. I like them. Okay, I don't like this one. Always when I'm like confident, that's where I mess up. I'm like, okay, I'm beginning to be very good. Easy, it's becoming easier, and then I mess up. So I have to be very humble when I when I work. So then I'm always on top of my game. Yeah. Okay, parfait. Okay. Let's see. Maybe this one, yeah, more flat. You can by the way, if you're working with different subdivision levels, you can always go back to rework on any of them. So never delete higher, which was something that I was always doing before. So yeah, you need to keep it you keep all the levels. So you or just have different a couple saves, so you're not there's not a point where you're like, oh, I can't go back. No, you can always go back. If I want to, I can go to my first subdivision level, and all the scope that I did on my last one will be erased if I delete it. Then I can start over again. So always find ways to be able to go back on your work. I think that's good enough, man. For real. Yeah. Instead of that part, I just don't like that part, man. Oh, monster. But let's just see how it's going to look. I'm interested to see how it's going. Go to the eye. Yeah. Crisper, crisp, crispies, crisper. Coolio. Parfait. Incroyable. So once you feel like your rocks are incroyable, you will bring those into the first sculpt set that I made. Right now they are hidden, solo mode. So I'm going back to my point of view that looks like my scene. Oh mon dieu, ok. Incroyable. Ok, parfait. Yeah. See, it doesn't need to be perfect. You just need like the levels I talked to you about. They're here. Second one is here. Maybe I'll make this one more flat, but I want them to look natural, right? I don't want them to look just plain flat. Even like the example that I have here, it's not flat. It's like a little bit more down here, more up. Here it's a little bit flat. So maybe add a little bit more flat area, but never just flat. That's not natural. So I'm going to select that one. Maybe it's that over here that's troubling. So I'll go back to the first BMV. Incroyable. Always, man. Always. So BHP. Yeah, H polish is also great. But after using like flatten, then you use BHP and it's better. H polish is a great brush to use after using one brush. So let's say I'll use maybe like BFA for flatten, and then for the details like here, I'll use that. And to make it not a small other perfection, I will use that H polish brush. So that's my combination. As I said at the beginning of the stream, you need to find your own. And once you find it, favorite software unlocked, ZBrush. Yeah. Or no. But for me it was. It's becoming slowly. Going to finish some of the detail with the H polish. Yeah. Sure. Oh mon dieu. Yeah, I have songs sometimes in my head, I don't know why. Ok, parfait. Don't go too crazy on your rock sculpt. That's not what I'm doing. All right, cool. So, it's 1:30. So yeah, at the beginning of my stream, I told you I would have a certain structure. So my way of doing it is like having these 45 minutes-ish sessions. Then I stop. Because otherwise you just go too crazy in ZBrush. You're like, I'm only doing this and nothing else exists anymore. So this is like the halftime show, okay? It's the Super Bowl halftime show, and the show is me. so I guess we'll just go at the chat and see what is going on. Oh, sorry about that. So I make new sound, new beats. I want to show everybody. I'm always so proud, even if it sounds like trash. It never sounds like trash. So that's the point. Like when you're like you know a lot. I'm not saying like you're when you're comfortable in a certain subject. Let's say for you it's music. Showing me what you've done is always going to be 10 times better in my head than in yours. Because you know the potential you have, or whatever it is, you know how great it could become, right? But me, I'm just seeing that it sounds legit, sounds cool, I like it. But I don't see like the next level. But as like a professional, if I can say, like in a subject that you know a lot about, it's always better to, yes, ask your friends about, but ask the friends that like have some music or whatever subject basic knowledge, and that's the best feedback you're ever going to get. Because yeah, I can say it sounds good or it doesn't sound good, but that stops there. So having a community, for me, like a 3D artist communities, I love to get to know more people and share my work to like professionals, because this way they can give me a complete feedback, honest feedback that is very like exactly what you need to fix. Oh, you need to click here in this software to fix that. So instead of just saying it's good or it doesn't look good, they can be a lot more technical. So yeah, I just sent it in Slack. Yeah, I'm the Super Bowl. I'm more fun than the halftime you get at the Super Bowl, you know? Like I'm the Daniel Caesar of Montreal, man. I'm that guy, man. I start speaking or singing, man. Everybody stops doing. They just watch me. No, I don't know why I'm this like overconfident, and I'm super humble in my life. Like never like this. So I guess it's just something that the stream unleashes in me. But yeah, I'm the Super Bowl guy right now. I don't know what's that like. Is that a laugh or? I like the mustachu guy, the mustache guy. Is that it? What is that? What's that? How do you know what that is? I don't even know. Yes, I guess I had a question for you all. If you're watching, even if you're not like in my field, so even if you're not doing 3D for passion or for living, I want to ask you if what got you into 3D art. If you're working on an environment project, or if you're at Game Arts Academy, what got you into making arts for game? Or are you thinking of going to study art for games, doing 3D, doing sculpting? What got you into that field? And if you're into another field, also let me know what inspired you at the beginning. It's really inspiring, even if you're like in music or whatever artistic field. I feel it's never a convention. There's not one path. There's never this, okay, you need to get inspired this way and then you start working this way. No. Everybody has a different story. And I find it so compelling to hear everybody's stories. I try to learn from those, take everything that I can from anybody, any tips, knowledge, and you will be surprised how like those artistic, like music, FX, 3D, even graphic design, like it's very similar at a certain point. We're all artists, we're all creating not mainstream content, but like multimedia content. So it's all about the public's perception. So getting to know everybody's opinion is super important. Never cease to get to know what the other person's path was to get to where they are today. So I'm asking you, what got you into your field? That's the question I have for you all in the chat. What got you into 3D art or your field that you are right now? Impossible. Really? Is that what made you like how did you go from that to being a digital artist? You know what I mean? Especially those like artists that are working on something in real life and then to do it the same way on a computer. I feel it's really interesting to understand what made you change from point A to point B. Yeah, the paying bills thing is something I think we can all relate on, and we could have a podcast just talking about that. How our passion doesn't pay, but it's what makes us get out of bed every single day, and I think that's the main reason why we should all keep going. If that is our passion, obviously, if that's your passion, you're gonna keep doing it naturally, and making a living out of your passion, I think, is everybody's dream on the stream, dream in the stream right now watching. I think we all can agree on that. I still do it sometimes in my spare time, but there's not much money in it. I found the word world of fine art to be really difficult to say. It's really difficult to say, but to succeed in. Especially if you're not from a wealthy family. I 100% agree with that. I mean, a lot of those artistic fields, there's not much money to make out of it. It's just about making it accessible. You can be the best like 3D artist, let's say, but if you're not making your content relevant and fun to watch, what's the point of watching, right? So you need not only to master what you do, to be able to like explain it, and make it fun, making it entertaining. So that's why I think it's very, very difficult to make money out of these artistic fields. Yes, accessibility, I think, is the main, like, if I had one word to describe my content, it's to make it accessible. And I don't know if that translates well to English, but it's really about, if you don't know what 3D is, I want you all to be able to follow me. If I can explain to somebody who doesn't know what a computer is, what I'm doing, I win, right? Because there's a lot of professionals, they're so good at what they do, but they can't even explain what they do, like technically, to even me, who I have technical knowledge in that, but they're so into like their own workflows, me all the time, and it's difficult for some artists to explain and to make it accessible to anybody. That I think is the biggest gift someone can have, to be able to explain to anybody, make it accessible for everybody. Easy, yeah, it's always easy, man. Like, easy is like, I have accessible is the one word I can describe myself, and the other word is easy. It's always easy. No, it's not. But you need to think that it's always easy, so you can get through easier. There you go. So I was getting people commissioning for this large scale painting and wanting to pay me 200 or 300 for I mean, I don't know, 300, yeah, it's a lot. $300 for like a week of hard work. It really needs to be like your ultimate passion, I guess, because maybe you can live of that 1 week, but that's not a life to live, I think. If you're barely even paying your bills for like to live, for rent, and you're working like you have no life outside of 3D or whatever you're doing, I don't think that's a life that is for a long time, you know? You can do that in a short amount of time, but to do that for like years, I don't think that's looking for the word, sorry, I'll Google that. I'm gonna have a shortcut at some point for like translation, so viable English. Yeah, I don't know, I don't think it's the right word, but yeah, I don't think you can survive out of these situations, like $200 per week for like few years, and you're working 50 hours per week, you're not doing anything else on the side. That's something really important. A lot of my, actually, if you guys know me, you're probably I'm probably talking to you. I feel like not a lot of my buddies, they're doing sports and they're not doing a lot of activities outside of working on your 3D stuff. So I think it's super important because, I mean, we're all I'd say young at this point. We're not, none of us are very old. That's what I mean. And at a certain point, it's going to catch up to us being on a computer like this all day. So go outside, have some fun, play the volleyball, man. The volleyball is great. You go outside, you go to a park, and you just start playing the volleyball, man. The spike ball is also great. The climbing is also great. So try to find an activity for you outside of only 3D, because yes, it is my passion, 3D, but it is not my life. Okay? And it's something that a lot of people think this is the way to think, but I disagree. If it's your life, your 3D is only your life, I don't think that's the way to succeed on the long term. You need to have a balanced life, and yeah. Oh, that's ZBrush, by the way, when you stop working. All right, so I guess the halftime show is over. So we'll just check the stream real quick. Everything works. Yes, the volleyball is great. There's IQ is my favorite anime at the moment. It's a volleyball anime, and it's so dramatic. Like, and when I play volleyball, I'm thinking of like I'm like a character in IQ, which is hilarious. Like, anyways, that's my kind of humor. Yes, what is balance? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Pelabug. Go outside, man. Play volleyball. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've shown. Yeah. Yes, IQ is an awesome show. How to make a rally, a 10-minute footage. Like, everything's in slow motion. They're like, oh, the ball is here, y'all need to catch it. Like, it's so dramatic. I love it. I'm scared of people. Well, I'm not scary, man, because you're here. I'm the accessible guy. I'm the nice guy. You know me, man. You know I'm the nice guy, and I'll always be the nice guy. So, without further talk, let's get right back to our scope. So for those who just arrived on the stream, I'll bring back my PureF board so you know what I'm up to. Parfait. So, I'll go back to here. So my goal for today is to create these rocks on the right to have these kind of levels. And that's what I've been trying to do with this level over here, this one, and this one that I'm still having to work on. So at the end of the stream, hopefully we can bring them into Unreal Engine. So yeah, just to give it that one try, and in the next stream, that's what we're gonna keep working on. Or maybe that waterfall on the top left that you see. That's something that I want to work on also, but there's just so many things to work on. It's crazy. Very big environment, very big project, but no regrets, right? No regrets doing that. It's a blessing to be able to do that every single day. So let's get back to the sculpt. And this part needs to be worked on. Actually, on va faire planner, maybe, or I think the AJ polish brush will be good for that. Let's go back to our first subdivision level. Make that a little bit lower. Yeah, that's gonna be easier. Parfait. Hein? Parfait. Incroyable. You're my man. Thank you. Such an awesome compliment to have. You're my man. Oh mon Dieu. By the way, I just wanted to make a shout out at some point. I'll make it now to all of the streamers at Game Arts Academy. I know at the beginning, well, not I know. At the beginning, sorry, Eddie, who is the founder of the school. He started streaming, and then we are helping him with the streaming by doing. We're a team of 3 that does streaming on this channel plus Eddie, so we're 4 in totals for now. So yesterday you guys saw Nance starting to stream yesterday, I think at 12, not so sure. And then after that it was Chris. So I want you all to know that you did an awesome job, and I was really proud of being part of this streamers community. You guys have great workflows, and I very, very happy to be part of this streamers community again. So great stuff, everybody, and make sure to watch their streams. I think they are great. I think all of our streams are going to be able to, you're going to be able to rewatch all of our streams. So feel free to do that if you want to learn about our different workflows. There's a lot to learn from those 2 that I talked about, and also Eddie, who is a professional, a lot of years of experience. So make sure to check their content. So yeah, huge shout out to everybody at Game Arts Academy also watching. Thank you for showing me your support. Thank you for keeping listening to me, if that is the case. And yeah, getting those rocks nailed down. Cool, parfait. I think if you're starting to stream, personally, I would get as prepared as possible before starting to stream. So if you're thinking of streaming, don't start right away. Like, give it some practice before, because even though I kind of practiced that a little bit, it is still not perfect. But yeah, don't try for the first time on streaming. That's what I'm saying, because even though I practiced it a lot, it is not perfect. But I think that's very good considering everything. Merci beaucoup, Nance. You're so nice. And awesome stream, as well as Chris and Eddie. Really, really happy to be part of this team. Ok, cool, parfait. With basically nothing, no camera, no transition, no mics, it was sad. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I need to say one more thing. If you're hesitating to start like streaming or recording, and you're hesitating that much that you don't start for like weeks, months, years, even before even starting, I think that's not right. There's an in-between to have, like, be a little bit prepared, of course, but don't wait years to be prepared. You'll never be as good as your first stream until you start streaming, if that makes sense. Like I did on my YouTube channel, I have like 20 videos out, and the difference between my first video and now is like night and day. So and that only came with, not that I was gifted, I would just practice a lot, put so many hours, build my confidence also. So yeah, be minimal prepared. But don't wait to get that perfection to start streaming. That's what I'm saying. Starting is the biggest step. So if you started already streaming, like the guys at the two people, sorry, at Game Arts Academy who started streaming with me, you guys made the biggest jump, I'd say. So getting yourself out there and being vocal, showing your person more than just work on an ArtStation profile. I think that's the biggest step in today's society. It's live stream, video, content is super important. But it is not easy at the beginning. I understand that. Cool. Incroyable. So we'll go back a little bit on those because the other one seems a little bit underworked. I've learned a proper show. Oh mon dieu. Okay. Yeah, but now I've learned a lot and can at least do a proper show nowadays. Yeah, even if you feel weird doing your first live stream, you know what's weirder? Just not doing it. So I can't, somebody who's not streaming cannot tell you that you're weird. They can, but it's just not relevant opinion because they're not doing it themselves. A very few people I know stream, and I applaud them, just like my follow UI button that you see. I applaud you for starting to stream. It's not easy at the beginning, but you're gonna get better. And from your first to your stream today, there's a huge difference, and that's the first positive I see out of it. Always find a positive in each situation, even if you think it's all bad. Exactly. So, okay, that's an awesome point you're making. You can't feel alone by doing 3D all day or whatever field you're in. But once you find that community or just that one person that is doing that same thing as you, that's going to motivate you to a level you wouldn't even knew existed. So another big step is finding those communities because they exist. If you're like that, you're very you're very passionate about your work, there's for sure somebody in this world that is like you. And there's probably a community that exists for people like you. So you just need to be upfront, get, what's the word? Be interested knowing that those communities exist, talk to people, and at some point there will be somebody saying, oh, yeah, there's a community that exists for you. Here it is. But if you keep it to yourself and you think you're alone in this, that's the first mistake. You need to find those who are like you so you can get motivated to a whole new level. And big shout out to my Game Arts Academy friends because you guys are a huge part of it. I thank you all. Eddie, all the school, you guys are a major part of me keep going on with my dream and sharing everything that I know to aspiring artists. Yeah, this is a TED Talk. I want to do a TED Talk at some point. This is actually something I want to do. I'll be the most unprepared, clumsy guy you'll ever see at a TED Talk, but I'll still do the halftime show thing, Still be fun. BTB. Oh mon dieu, what is that? Okay. Yeah, I will at some point. My ambitions don't have limits, so TED Talk is for sure something I will do. Another thing, never cease to sorry, just finish that part. So if you don't aim for the stars, you're never gonna reach them, right? It sounds super corny, but if you don't aim for, like, if my goal is to aim very low, you're never gonna get higher than that. So aim for the stars, and you're going there. There's no limits to what you can do, what you can achieve. Doesn't matter if you're gifted or not. It's all about trying, hard worker. I always tell my friends I'm the hardest worker you'll ever see. And I met so many people just because of my hard working skills. Yeah, there's actually, like, to give you an example, there was one time I stayed at school super late, and the how do you say that? The director, not the director, the director. There you go. I don't know what's the word, but the guy who owns the school asked me if I want to come to the school the next day, which was Saturday. And on Saturday, there's a guy who went to the school just to bring, like, documents or stuff like that. But this guy was like a very important very important person, sorry, in the game industry. But it's like having a working ethic will bring you to all of those opportunities that you don't need to be the most gifted artist. You just need to be that one that stands out. And if for you the way to stand out is being a hard worker, I applaud you at 100%, and you need to keep going with that attitude, because for me it works so far. I didn't think I had a lot of chances as a 3D artist, but being a hard worker always made me stand out and get me to those opportunities or chances. Yeah, I got a TED Talk material right here, I think. Cool. Parfait. Okay, I like it. To be honest, I kind of like it. Not I kinda, I love it. Yeah, right? So very, very positive. If I were to present this to my boss, I would be like, this is amazing. This is incroyable. Not like, this is okay. It's never okay. It's incroyable. But there's always room for improvement. Never forget that. So let's say for now, we're good. We're going to bring that last set of rock to see what we can do with it. So we go to subtool and append. I said append. And then we'll go for that rock. Where is the rock? It's, oh mon dieu. Okay, the rock, the rock is in there. Yeah, okay, cool. So with that last rock, what can we do? I'd say that, can bring it on over here, because again, I'll bring my, how do you say, my PureF board. There's so many pages open. Sorry about that, everybody. So this is my point of view again. Actually, we'll go into our scene just to be sure. But this is the kind of, we'll snap it. This is the kind of view that I will have. I like it. Maybe this part over here will not react very well and I will patch it. But I like it. And that could be another level. Wee. Okay, nice. Cool. So see, like I didn't know where I would go with this, but I'm starting to feel like it's it's legit for my scene, if that makes any sense. Like it's going to make sense in my scene, but I wasn't sure. I gave it a try, and speaking about my workflow, where I'm going, I think it's helping me a lot because it's making things a lot clearer. So yeah, I really liked where it was over here. So I think I'm just gonna scope that last rock and bring it to Unreal, and we'll see what's the result together. I guess. The talk and having your phone on the side to translate words. Yo, that's so me, man. That's so me. That's perfect. Yo, that's honestly, I should do this for my stream. Before the TED Talk, I should do this for my stream, because I'm always looking for words. And yeah, you should have seen me like a month ago. Before, like, talking English every single day, it was so clumsy, so bad, but I'm improving every single day. And if I don't know the word, I'll say it in French and you guys translate it, alright? So it's not only me translating it all the time. Learn some French, that's what I'm saying, alright? Donc, on va... No, I'm joking. We'll finish with that single rock and we'll get to Unreal. Okay, that. Sorry about that. Ok, BHP, there you go. Non, c'est pas ça, non. That's one. Oh, by the way, I'm showing you another brush that I learned recently. So when you press Shift to smooth, you're gonna get the basic smooth, right? Which is just a natural average smooth that you see in a lot of softwares. But in ZBrush, there's this smooth brush that you it's called Smooth Valley. So you press B for brush, S for smooth, and V for valley. And then it's going to ask you if you want to change the smooth brush, and you say oui. I said oui. So once you press Shift, now you can have the Smooth Valley, and instead of smoothing things, it's going to make an average out of your... I'm going to make the brush bigger. It's going to... This part that is a little bit bumpy, see, it's going to smooth it perfectly, right? It was a little bit bigger, so it messed up with that part. But if I do it like this, see, now my topology is much better. But if I were to use the usual smooth brush, so you can just press BSM, and then you go back to the initial smooth. If I were to do the same thing, see, it smoothed everything, right? So that's not what you want when you want sharp edges. So you press BSV, okay, and yeah, parfait. Then I'll go back here, smooth it again, parfait, yeah, that's cool, I like it. I'm so good. So you select that brush and you dynamesh it. So I'm going to dynamesh once. Sorry, I need to uncheck that. Parfait. Then I'm going to use... make it like bigger. Why you no work? Okay, good. So I'm going to isolate it. Then go to polygroup, my friend, polygroup. And then regroup by edges. So I'm going to show the poly groups. I'm going to make all of those edges a lot smoother. So again, if you weren't here when I told this at the beginning, it is very, you need to make a lot of tests. So I'm going to click once, it doesn't work, so I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. That's too much. Oh, we're getting there. Oh mon dieu. Okay, I'm going to start typing. 0.025. Huh. 0.035. Okay. I guess that's the one that messes up, but between that, so 0.03. And press again. Cool. So I'm going to smooth, since they are now poly groups, I'm going to go to deformation, polish by groups. Yeah, see the difference? Like, so good. Wow, incroyable. So once you got that, see the difference? It's like, there's no words to describe it. So once you got that, you can, if you want to have one poly group, Control W, then you start sculpting. Just to be sure. Always see. Always understand why are you sculpting this. So what I mean by that is, I'm not sculpting to have details here. I couldn't care less to have details there, because my point of view is going to be here. So I'm going to add details here, maybe a little bit here, but that's it. That's it. And I'm not saying I'm a pro on that. I'm actually very bad at like working on stuff that will be visible, you know, in the game. But it's always something to keep in mind, and I guess at some point I'll become good at it. But for now, I know it's still a struggle for me, so I'm giving myself the best chances to improve that part of my workflow. Ok, parfait. Huh. Incroyable. Let's be okay. Little there, nothing more here. See, I just made this speech about not doing that, and the first thing I do is do that. Like, see, you need to remind yourself all the time, because otherwise you're just like so focused on adding details everywhere. So you need to, okay, why you need to work on this part, showcase this. Okay, done. Move next. So, okay, because I'm gonna have another angle that might have these parts visible. That's why I'm working on those. BTB. I kind of like that sharp edge over here. Yes, I like that. Maybe convert that. It's touchy. Yeah, maybe I need to increase now. We'll try to do as much as possible before dividing. Okay. Hey, I like it. Okay. Oh mon dieu. Okay. It's always okay. I'm done. No. Okay. 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 This is oh mon dieu, man. There's always something more. Okay. Last thing. I swear it's the last thing. It's the last. Okay. Cool. Parfait. Well, not parfait, but good enough. So I'm going to divide that and add the final details, and after that we'll be good to bring it in Unreal. I always put double tag on my stream because sometimes I slip out of my French to an English stream. Yeah, maybe I should do that. But honestly, I want to work on my English so much that if I put FR, I know that half of this will be in French, and I will not try. I want to be like, I want it to be more natural in English. So, but yeah, I'm thinking of this month to start doing content in French because there's not a lot of we're so many like French Québécois 3D artists, but there's none on the YouTube channel. There's none. It's something that isn't represented a lot. So I'm really considering, more than considering, doing content in French. So no spoiler alert. You're a hard try. Yes, that when you're not the best or like the most talented, you need to hard try. But I guarantee you, hard triers have more chances than talent all the time, man. That's why you need to hard try. You need to be that guy that, you know, is always doing what they're asked for and more than that. So always giving more than what the average is doing. It's really important to stand out. Cool. Oh my god, this part. I'll go back to the first. Just fix that and add some details and bring it to Unreal because I don't want this stream to be too long. The main reason I don't want a stream to be too long is myself, when I watch a stream, after like an hour and a half, close to 2 hours, I start to like my attention time is a lot less than like the first hour. So I try to bring everything, like if it was an activity, I was the animator for like 1 hour and then next hour it's a little bit more chill, but there's not a third hour. I try to condense my energy and everything in 2 hours, so there's a certain amount of good content, and I can also my concentration personally level at 2 hours becomes close to none, so I need to get out of my computer after 2 hours. Maybe I'll come back in the later stream, but for today I want to make sure that my stream works very well, rewatch some parts to see my amazing accent, and to see how I dealt, especially in my workflow. I want to see myself work. I'm doing too much like movement when I talk, and I want to like concentrate more, but I will learn that by streaming and streaming and streaming. Okay, I like it. There's always more. Okay, parfait. No. Okay, gotta be careful on that part. And then you add the final touch, the dessert, with the H brush. Cool. Will this be visible? A little bit, huh? Maybe I need to sharpen just that. Mon Dieu. Okay. Well, just that part. Ici. No, that's too much. Just one last here. Okay, now we're doing a part that I didn't try since a long time. As I said, I worked on a high poly sculpt before. Like at the beginning of the stream, I showed you my sculpt that I worked on, which is like a ridiculously high poly, but it has to be. But I didn't work with low poly in a long time. For those who are not familiar with low poly, it's the in-game low quality, I'd say, version of the model. So let's say right now I would bring this in the game software. It's ridiculously too big. It's 1.5 million points, or I think I'm never sure it's a triangle or poly count, but yeah. So it's too big. So I need to. You can see it with the wireframe here. It's way too detailed for a game engine. So you need to have a low poly version that you can have in your game. And all the details that you see in here are going to be baked, or we take like a picture of the details and we put it on the low poly version. So then what you see in game is not as detailed as what you see here. It's just faked. So I need to create those low poly version, and not in this stream today, but we'll eventually have to bake or take the picture of the details and put it on our low poly. So you have to merge all of them together, I think. We'll just save that, okay? Rush, okay, rush is rocks, okay? I'll without you guys even knowing, I teach you French. It's like, it's the French magician. I don't know if I'm funny, but I find myself funny. Okay, so you're going to merge them together, as I said. You saved before. Merge together. Yes. About the comment, when you bake low poly, you need to turn on your oven at 450. At broil, it's really important. You put your low poly mesh in it, and comes out your high poly mesh, sorry, and comes out a low poly mesh that has all the details, and the high poly is gone. So that's a very good explanation of the baking process. You got this right. Rush, yes, rush. Pretty rushes, right? That's how we say it, because there's an S. Pretty rush. So we save this, and you're going to go to Z plugin. Yeah, I was trying to remember where that was. So is that Z plugin, Subtool Master? No, it's Decimation somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, it's been a long time. So I think you need to pre-process current. So it's going to like analyze the mesh, so we can therefore create a low poly version of it. By the way, are you enjoying the stream? Are you enjoying the moment? The charisma? The Julian charisma, Julian energy? Always positive, always hardworking, and always facing challenge, but I somehow managed to overcome my challenges, which is a good habit to have. Yeah, you're sleepy? It's all good. At least I have viewers. I'm actually surprised I have viewers. It's really, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's showing that my work has some relevancy to some of you out there, if that's a word. It's relevant for you, and you like either see me work or talk about anything. So once your low poly is calculated or analyzed, you're going to go back to the decimation master and work with the percentage as you see over here. So I'm gonna start with 1%. And then you need to decimate. Okay, so as you see, it's way too big still. Even though these are going to be big rocks, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this today, making the low poly version, but it's just to have like a preview at the end of my stream to show you like actually what is my ultimate goal. So I'm going to put at 0.5, decimate current. Starting to be better, much better. But see, this low poly version has much more readability. I'm going, by the way, to, before I forget, low. So you have a save of your low poly and a save of your high poly. So I can always go back to my high poly before decimating my mesh. Cool, cool. Thank you for the purple heart. It means a lot. Purple like my name. I understand your artistic vision. See, we have a couple artists on the stream. A lot of creativity. I like it. What am I doing? Sorry about that. So I'm going to go back to here. It's always doing that. 0.25. I think it's becoming to be enough. More because I want to have a good preview. Maybe it will be a little bit lower, but I will go into like 3ds Max to make a better topology, or actually I could start using a topology tool in ZBrush, which is something I've never done before, and it can be like a good challenge for the next stream. Actually, no, I'm actually gonna do that because I've never learned the topology in ZBrush, so I'm gonna learn that next stream. Spoiler. Thank you for the two purple hearts. It means so much. Thank you. So we're bringing this into our Unreal Engine scene, which is the moment we've all been waiting for. So rock module pack, we'll call it rock pack. Low, not low Q. God damn. Okay. Voilà. Parfait. So we have this. We're going to save this one last time, just because I'm scared to lose anything. Then it's always asking you to, if you want to save this, even though you just saved it. We're going to our Unreal Engine scene. We'll look at the same time at our PureRef board, where I had kind of like a sketch of the levels that I wanted. I didn't do exactly that because I feel like this was done in like 5 minutes, not even. But it's inspired by that a lot. So I will bring my rocks into here, bring it into, sorry if it's a little slow, it's my computer, I'm not trying to force anything. Oh mon dieu, okay. Parfait. We'll go into environment, 10, rock pack. Then you import all. I know. I don't know how to fix that actually. Well, I know how to fix it. I just don't know how to fix that in. Oh wait, never mind. Okay, the problem was I imported the mesh and it was flipped like this, so I need to. Okay, I need to go back to ZBrush. Oh mon dieu. Okay. I'll go over here. Rushlow. I'll go back to ZBrush and I'll, instead of exporting it in, I think I exported it in OBJ, and that's the thing, right? Yeah, I'll export it, sorry, in FBX, which is not going to flip it, I think, pretty sure. Export. Environnement. Okay, let's go back to Unreal. Re-import. Rock pack. Reset to FBX. There you go. Oh, see? Here, live, we face challenges and we overcome them. Always. Always with the positive attitude. Then you cannot see. Oh yeah, you actually can see. I'll make them super big. That was bad. Sorry. I'll freeze this camera. I'll show you how after. I just don't know why I didn't do it. Sorry, I'm on my other screen at the moment. Okay. So I think you need to right click on it and is it here? Transform lock. There you go. You lock this and you can't move it anymore. So this issue that just happened won't happen again. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to move. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there you go. I can't move. So something I learned also recently. Chacun, never mind. Each his own rhythm. It's like a French expression. Okay, so I'll take this part. This way. Yeah! That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Now it's very meticulous. Sorry for not talking much. I don't want to do something bad. Cool. Okay, I just want to compare at the beginning of the stream. Again, I'm gonna need to like unwrap it, all of those stuff, but we can see the levels, they're clear. Here, here. Then I may need to move those. That's the only thing I see right away, but the level thing that I talked to you about earlier, I think it's better. It's much better. See? Yo, I'm so good. No, it's a challenge for sure, but it's getting there. It's getting there for sure. You can double click here. Yo, okay, how do you make this less fast? I'm never sure how. Is that here? No. Can you make this? Okay, I need to make the mesh bigger. I think that's how you fix that. I think, yeah, I just need to make my mesh bigger. It's super small. I'll bring it in 3ds Max. Make it bigger. Yeah, I think that's just as simple as that, but I'll do that later on. Just trying to find the best angle. No, that's the thing. Those rocks in the back are too far. That's something I miscalculated, but that's okay. We'll fix that. I preferred how it was earlier, I think. No, I read like that. See the other side and then move just a little bit. Okay, give it some space to breathe. Readability, that's what it's all about. In the coming week, by the way, I'll work on that part over here. I'll bring my thing again, make it a little bit bigger for you guys to see. I'll make that full screen. So what we worked on today is that part on the right. I feel it's getting there. Maybe, yeah, okay. And in the coming week, I was talking about the left side, so we'll work on some, I think it's called steps. I don't know, just like having, what do you call it? It's like stairs that I want to do to get to that cave that you see on top. And all of those rocks will be like small stair steps, if that makes any sense. That will lead to the cave, and all of those modular rocks that you see over here will be changed by similar levels, rock levels that you see here. I'm gonna do maybe another one for here, and maybe copy one of those two for that last one here. And after, if I have time, but might not be done until like few weeks, I'll start working on that waterfall that you see up here. Will add a very dynamic and very creative touch to my scene. I feel that will bring it, I think, to the next level. Like that whole cave and waterfall part is from advice that I got, and I think it's gonna bring my scene to a whole new level. So I thank them a lot for their encouragement, help, and advice, because that's not all me. I don't take credits for everything, even though I'm the one working. Be grateful, that's what I mean. So, is there anything that I wanted to do for today? Just checking, give me 2 minutes, I'll close that. Because honestly, I was thinking of stopping at this point and work on the other parts, the left side over here, in the coming stream. Just give me 2 moments. Okay. Cool. Yeah, honestly, I feel we're going to end on this note here. I'll just show you other parts of my scene. This is kind of the main point of view. If I can quit my camera. They're going, basically I want to have this principal point. Oh, sorry, I'll make that a lot less faster. So I'm thinking to have work on at some point the composition of the trees over here to make the attention more towards the tree. And in this point of view, it's all about this path leading to the tree. So if I can go back to my point of view, it's really centered around the tree. And I work so far on all these elements. The roots come from the tree. It's like the branches. I transform them into low poly roots, and it gives this like unique, and what's the word? Like it makes sense. It makes sense in this. It doesn't seem like two different types of roots. It all seems to be in the same environment. Cohesive, I think it's so. I'm not sure, but yeah, it blends well. It makes sense. Those roots come from this forest. This tree is really important in my scene. It's the Enchanted tree, Enchanted God tree, actually. So like the whole balance of the forest goes around this guy that you see. And at some point I'll start adding a lot of different elements like particle effects, and there will be orbs, which will be like an element in my forest that will be channeled by this god tree that you see through all of those runes, stones that you see that I still have to work on. Yeah, I think it's gonna be very, very cool environment, but I still have a long way to go, and I'm willing to share my progress either here or on my YouTube channel, where I go by weekly updates on my project. So I hope you guys check it out, and check also Game Arts Academy, which is a school that I go to. It made me realize there's another like chance, if I can say, in my 3D artist career. Gave me another opportunity to believe in my skills and my passion. And right now I'm trying to combine my two passions, which are 3D and teaching. So combining those two together, it means like everything to me. So I need to, what I'm trying to say is, my channel means a lot to me, but the school also means a lot to me. Made me see that there's maybe a bright future in my 3D artist career. So before I start going too deep in my guru talking, I just want to thank you all to have been here on my stream. Either if you're on YouTube, Twitch, Game Arts Academy, I appreciate you being here. And I will be working for sure again on stream live. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the comments, and I think this is going to be it for today. The shrooms are sick. Will you slap some blue on it? Alright. Yeah, I thought that the stream got over. The vid stopped for a minute. Yeah, but now the stream is over. So there was one person that told me about a trick. Get in contact with me, like I think it was Shibi. You told me about like a trick while I was in ZBrush. I'd really like to know. So on the final